My colleague, Chief Washington Correspondent Blake Burman, who is at the White House. I think surprise, Blake, would be an understatement.
Yeah, and Leland, let me start by saying that we have heard over here at the White House from a senior administration official earlier this evening, and let me just sort of tick through some of the headlines as I took away from it. I can tell you, according to this senior administration official, that this all started to pop up on the radar of the national security apparatus for the U.S. at about 2:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. By 7 a.m., the national security apparatus was full go. All across the government. President Biden was briefed in the 8 o'clock hour earlier today, and he has been on calls, and so has his administration and team throughout the day. Some of the headlines from that senior administration official, Leland, you talk about this intelligence failure. There were questions put toward this administration official about, was this indeed an intelligence failure? How on earth did something like this happen? And they said, at this point, that they really wouldn't comment on the intelligence. They're not ready to go there at this point in time. Of course, one of the questions going forward is, what might the security assistance look like from the United States?
We're looking at pictures, Blake. I'm
Sure.
going to interrupt you. There were some pictures of Ashkelon. And what you saw, Ashkelon's a city in southern Israel, just below Tel Aviv, near the Gaza border. And you were seeing, I just wanted to point out, Blake, the missiles going up. Those were likely the Iron Dome interceptors. One thing, Blake, I thought was interesting throughout the day, it seemed as though the White House is feeling a lot of heat and is playing an awful lot of defense about their rapprochement with Iran and perhaps a cold shoulder by President Biden towards Prime Minister Netanyahu. They've had a notoriously frosty relationship. Is there?
Yeah.
How's the White House going to deal with this going forward?
Look, at this point, the White House, Leland, is solely focused right now on this and this moment and what we're watching on our screen. That was made very clear when we heard from this official just a little while ago. Obviously, there's the regional implications and what the White House is trying to do, potentially with a deal with Saudi Arabia. As you know, that there were conversations going on that the White House was in the middle of with Israel and Palestine. There were lots of questions tonight about this, and they were essentially saying, look, we have to deal with the here and now. And the here and now is what is happening inside Gaza and in the southern part, western part there, as you saw on the map from Israel. So, yes, as you mentioned, there is a lot of questions here and sort of a much bigger picture here. But at least on this day, less than 24 hours into this thing, the White House is just trying to put all of the pieces together and get their team together and sort of figure out the way forward and what Israel may or may not need at this point in time.
Yeah, 1973, the Yom Kippur War. Richard Nixon famously said, send Israel everything that flies. And Israel at the time was under an existential threat. This isn't exactly the same. Hamas is not going to come out of Gaza Strip and take over Israel. But the Israelis are treating it like an existential threat. They are saying things are going to be very different going forward. At least from what I have heard, is that the rules of engagement are changing inside the Israeli military in terms of how they are going to go after Gaza. For so long, there had been the fear of sending ground troops into Gaza because of a hostage situation. Israel famously traded one Israeli soldier for 1,000 Hamas militants. That fear now is gone because of how many hostages the Gazans now have. That famous line, send them everything that flies, is the White House at that point yet?
And let me pick up on that, because the suggestion from the administration tonight is that some sort of announcement could be made as early as tomorrow as to what sort of assistance could be going from the U.S. to Israel, how much, maybe dollar figures, what that would look like. They weren't really willing, Leland, to get into details on this evening. Again, just 24 hours into this or less than. But it was also interesting because the senior administration official, Leland, was asked, well, what if you need Congress's help? And as we know, no one knows what's happening here in Washington, Leland, with the Speaker of the House. Essentially, the Congress is handcuffed, is paralyzed right now until that speakership battle finalizes among Republicans. And so the administration tonight is saying, look, we should have answers here, or at least some sort of announcement maybe as early as tomorrow. But if Congress has to weigh in here, that is something that they are aware of and something that could potentially present a challenge here going forward.
Yeah, the House Republicans meet on Tuesday, have to pick a speaker before they can pass any bills there in Congress. All right.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.